Hi everybody. This video is very different compared to what we usually do. Today is Wednesday. On Sunday night, almost Monday morning, I was in a motorcycle accident. Obviously, I'm okay, pretty banged up, but I'm okay. I was out with Matthew and one of our friends. I was leading the group, and we were on a road that we've been on for years, so I know it very well. We were going around a blind right-hand turn. There's a stone wall on the right-hand side, so maybe there's about a foot between the white line and the stone wall. I was on the right tire track, taking that turn like you're supposed to, any turn. And on the other side of that blind turn is a driveway on the right-hand side. And the lady that lives there decided to pull out of her driveway, making a left-hand turn, and stop sideways across my lane of traffic, where her front end was over the double yellow and her rear end was over the white line. Obviously, with it being a blind turn, I did not see her until the bend straightened out. I had 30 feet to respond. I was already straightening back out, going back to the left tire track since I was the lead, so I was halfway into transitioning when I saw her. I hit everything at once. I pulled my clutch in, hit both my brakes, and I swerved back to the right towards the white line, hoping to avoid her and go up her driveway, maybe hit the stone driveway, hit the dirt, whatever. But there was no time. I had less than 2 seconds to react and to move. So unfortunately, I did not move fast enough, and I collided with her rear quarter panel by her taillight. I was head on with her when that happened, but because I was still moving to the right, I hit my left hand hit her car, my left elbow hit her car, and it kind of like veered me the rest of the way. But at that point, my front end was stopped and I was going over the handlebars. Once I lost contact with the bike, I tucked my arms across my chest, straightened my legs out, and I flew and rolled a bunch of times. My body stopped processing visual information once I collided with her. So I heard me hit her, and I can feel everything. I could hear everything. I felt myself lose contact with the bike, and the first thing to hit the ground was my head, then my shoulder, then my elbow, my hip. You know, obviously I was like doing one of these. And I slid, and then I started tumbling. And I can, after I stopped rolling, I can hear my bike skidding across the blacktop past me. I was about 50 feet from where the collision happened, and my bike was at least another 40 feet from me. I ended up in the dirt on the side of the road where I wanted to be initially, and my bike was on the white line, you know, off the side of the road. Matthew and our friend are fine. Matthew locked up his brakes and narrowly missed her as well because she was stationary. She was completely stopped and didn't move until after I hit her. So, you know, Matt was at least 50 feet behind me, if not more. I really don't even know. And thankfully our friend was even further behind him, so he had the most reaction time. But Matt watched it all. And obviously the cops were called. He got everybody's information. And, you know, the police report was being written out. I refused paramedics because I knew nothing was broken. But eventually he convinced me and insisted that my adrenaline would probably hide any severe injuries. Eventually, I finally agreed. Paramedics came, and they were like, we're taking you to the hospital. They said that colliding with the side of a vehicle at 40 miles an hour is no joke, and there may be something a little bit more serious. He said, visually, my wounds were superficial, but that was visual. I have never been in a car accident before, or any kind of accident like this, so seeing the trauma triage waiting for me in the ER was definitely an experience. I knew it was completely unnecessary to have that many people there, but they didn't know what they were gonna get, you know. I refused pain medication. I'm going to have another video on this. It was a plan already, but it's gonna take a little bit longer now on my chronic illnesses. So I didn't want to take any opioids because I've never taken them before, and I didn't know what was going to happen to me if I did. I refused, just to be safe. But after a couple hours, the doctor was like, you need pain meds. You are seething in pain. You have been seething the entire time you've been here. You need something. So I got the meds. And all it did was make me nauseous, dizzy, and make my arms and legs tingling. There was no pain relief whatsoever. All it did was just add to the symptoms instead of eliminate them, which I guess was the best response I could have had to the medication. After all the imaging was done and they confirmed that nothing was broken, they needed me to walk to discharge me. So of course that was excruciating, to the point where I was about to faint, and I'm pretty sure I had a little bit of moment of where I did faint, and I fell back into the cot. But eventually, after my blood pressure came back up, and we tried again, and they got me up and they got me walking. They discharged me without cleaning the wounds, so that was something else I had to do once I got home. Without pain relief or numbing, because I'm allergic to lidocaine and stuff like that. So that was fun. The wounds are road rash. My knee is the worst, where it goes to the third layer of skin, but it doesn't reach the muscle. My elbow is at least second to third. My side up here is about second to third. This one is first layer, really, maybe just barely to the second in some spots. This one wasn't too bad off her car. I'm grateful I was wearing my helmet and my gloves. I was in a hoodie and jeans and platform Converse. The fact that my wounds are not more severe is nothing short of a miracle. If I was going any faster, I would have died. The lady was screaming at me that I was flying, but the proof is in the fact that I'm alive. So obviously everything is still in the process of being in the works with the police report and the insurance crap. So I don't have anything to offer there. I don't have any news. My bike saved me again. Truly. After I first got her, I had a scary experience where I almost hit a center median on the left side of the road, because I looked back to check for Matthew. With my scoliosis, I was having a hard, I still didn't really know how to balance the bike right with the lack of mobility I have. So me turning pushed the bike to the left. So by the time I looked forward again, I was going towards the center median. I never collided with the wall. I hit a cone and that went under the bike and I death wobbled for a couple of seconds and I recovered. But that moment right there solidified how good that bike is. Truly. I did not have enough experience to correct that death wobble. I shouldn't have been able to do that. I should have crashed. But Iris has been amazing in that instance, and now in this one, because she did everything I asked. It responded perfectly to every command. I'm glad it happened with her, you know, and I wasn't on somebody else's bike where I had no clue what I was doing, you know. The damage on her is shocking, I will say, but rebuildable. So I'm okay. And I'll be okay. Unfortunately, this means that the rest of the videos need to slow down because I'm the videographer and I have no strength to hold the camera. So please be patient with us. Ow. But a big thank you to our friends that came to help at the scene and back at home while I was in the ambulance heading back to the hospital. Really can't ask for a better group of people. Nobody was kidding when they said that motorcycle friends are some of the best. 'Cause they were right there at a call notice. So thank you guys again for everything. We'll be posting updates, so you'll still hear from us. But if you would like to support us in this time, please like, subscribe, and comment on the YouTube videos. And I'm not sure if our merch site is still available, but that is 1113motorsport.myshopify.com. And be seeing you. I don't even want to get up. This fucking sucks. I don't even know if I said everything I wanted to say. Obviously she's a little rough. I'm missing the whole left side. This is what collided with the vehicle. My blinker is missing. It's probably still at the scene somewhere. But everything, even the part here that connected the side fairing to my gas tank, is snapped. The headlights are destroyed. The visor actually is okay. The bolts that held it in actually came free, so that's nice. I don't have to replace that, just everything else. And then this side is where the road took her bite. There's nothing nice about this side. My brake lever is chewed up. My brake fluid cover, or like container, is chewed up. The metal ends of these cables are kind of chewed up, but they're not as bad. So that could probably just stay the way it is. Might not need to be replaced. This whole back fairing is also completely chewed up, destroyed, broken. I shouldn't be able to put my finger in there. Matt was touching my brake lever and it feels a little weird. So we're not sure if anything got damaged for the rear brake. Front brake feels good even though it's all chewed up. Miraculously, the first thing that made contact was my tire, and that's perfectly fine. Tire didn't burst, the rim didn't dent. It's almost as superficial as my wounds. So, like I said before, this bike saved me. I want to rebuild it and I want to get back on the road as soon as possible, but I definitely want to make sure I heal adequately beforehand. So, with that being said, I want to try to start it, see if it does, and see if anything leaks anywhere. So far we haven't lost any fluid just by sitting here. Lost some gas at the scene from my gas tank up top here, but that's happened every time I've dropped the bike. So that's really not a mystery there. So I just realized that my clutch hand is bad and my shifting foot is fine. I'm not really sure how I'm gonna do this. Hold on. Heave, hip. Heave. Okay. All right. Because I want to make sure I'm in neutral here. Oh. There we go. There's first. It was in neutral. Okay. Everything came up. Okay, girl, come on. Holy shit. Oh, thank God. I'm sorry. Holy shit. I didn't think it was gonna start that good. I thought it was gonna crank a couple of times. I thought there was gonna be something clogged somewhere. We checked the oil on Monday and it's still fine. The level was still fine, so I knew that it was okay to start. Holy shit. Well, I guess here's the road to recovery for the both of us. I can't bend my pinky. They'll do the same thing with the sand too. Here we go. Project number 407. Oh. Well, thank you guys.